So we have a lot of what we call house hackers. They buy a 2 unit, they buy a 3 unit, they live in one, they have the other people pay their rent and hopefully get a little bit on top of that. And great strategy, you live for free, you get the equity, et cetera. What would you say to someone who is doing that right now? It might not be a pure investment. They're doing that. They're looking to purchase their next 3 unit. Given the information you shared, what can they do to either prepare for that next investment or hold on to their existing one? I guess just some advice for someone who's 28 years old, hearing this and be like, holy crap, did I make a huge decision, a huge mistake in my life?
Yeah, well, so I think another aspect of this is to think about your capital structure. So I talked a little bit about leverage here and there. And obviously leverage is great. We love it when things are going in our direction, right? But obviously leverage has a downside. And I would think about two things. One is I don't want to be probably more than two things. I don't want to be overly levered, right? Because then I don't have the ability to withstand the downturn. And I might lose what some of us refer to as optionality, right? In other words, I want to be able to ride the downturn and participate in the recovery. And if I get taken out at the trough because I lost my property due to a foreclosure, I've lost that optionality. So high leverage is a dangerous act, particularly in these lower tier neighborhoods where the volatility of the home prices is greater. Another thing to think about is the maturity date on your loan, right? So back to not losing your option. If your loan comes due during the midst of one of these downturns and you can't find a lender to refinance the existing loan, you've also lost your option. The third thing I would say is, I don't know if it's right or not, but there's a lot of concern in the financial press these days about inflation or reigniting inflation, given certain monetary and fiscal things going on in Washington. And if you are concerned about inflation, one way to think about mitigating that risk is to finance your real estate with long-term fixed rate debt. What are you essentially doing? You're essentially shorting the bond market by owing long-term fixed rate debt financing, particularly if that financing is assumable. In other words, it could become a kind of weird asset down the road in a world with higher inflation if that loan is assumable.